about it. Who do you meet with? Personally. President Jefferson Davis. And as soon as Davis found out his intentions to serve in the Confederate Army, he promoted him to the rank of general. When the news reached back to General Winfield Scott, was he critical of Lee? He said, quote, "The United States lost the very best officer in the service." He knew what they had lost. He wasn't critical, he wasn't damning, he simply knew that they lost the best military officer in the entire United States. General Winfield Scott. So the first battle that will involve Robert E. Lee in the Civil War will be what?
7 days.
The 7 Days Battle. That's our next subtopic. The 7 Days Battle. So the 7 Days Battle will be the first battle that involves Robert E. Lee as a commander of Confederate forces. All these other battles and skirmishes, he was sitting home in Virginia waiting to see what was going to happen to his home state. Well, the 7 Days Battle went from June 25th through July 1st of 1862, a total of 7 days. That's the name. Wow. So, the first battle that involved Robert E. Lee as commander of Confederate forces occurred from June 25th through July 1st, 1862. The battle was fought again near Richmond and was referred to as the 7 Days Battle. Now, Lee had command, and he had two pretty esteemed generals and officers that fought with him. One we've heard of, Thomas Stonewall Jackson, and the other was Jeb Stuart. You ever heard of Jeb Stuart? Civil War buffs. So, under Lee's command during this hard-fought campaign at the 7 Days Battle was General Stonewall Jackson, along with Jeb Stuart. Jeb Stuart was very famous commander of the Confederate cavalry. Okay, you've got infantry and cavalry. What's the difference between infantry and cavalry?
Horses.
Cavalry is horses. Very good. So Jeb Stuart's going to go down in Civil War history as a great cavalry commander. What about General Stonewall Jackson? Infantry. Okay. Well, what was McClellan trying to do? Move toward Richmond across the York and James River. Well, the Confederates and the Union fought in the 7 Days Battle, and when it was over, the Confederates forced the Union back across to the Union side of the James River. Okay, so McClellan's goal of getting across the York and then the James River fails at the battle of, or 7 Days Battle, when the Confederates under Lee forced General McClellan and the Union back across. So again, the Union Army has failed to deliver a blow to Richmond that will do what? End the war. Okay, now we're going to talk about the second Battle of Bull Run. We're going to have a second Battle of Bull Run. We'll see if the same thing happens. I'll bet there won't be many sightseers at this one. Well, after the 7 Days Battle, Lincoln made another decision concerning his overall commander. Didn't like the job McClellan was doing, so he replaced him. And Henry Halleck, General Henry Halleck, became overall commander of Union forces. Another change by Lincoln. Still more to come. So because of the events of the 7 Days Battle, Lincoln made another decision concerning his overall commander, and he replaces General McClellan with General Henry Halleck. And Halleck has a strategy, but the first thing he does is he forms a brand new army. Brand new army. So after being named overall commander of Union forces, Henry Halleck, his first action as overall commander was he formed a new army called the, ironically, Army of Virginia. Now he's the overall commander, so he's going to appoint a field commander to run the Army of Virginia. And that's going to be who? General John Pope. So after the 7 days battle, Lincoln makes another decision. He replaces General McClellan with General Henry Halleck. One of the first things General Halleck does as overall commander is he forms a new Union Army, which he calls the Army of Virginia, and he assigns the field command of that army to General John Pope. And what's Pope decide to do? He decides to make another run at Richmond. Decides to make another run at Richmond. So on August 29th of 1862, on August 29th, 1862, the Army of Virginia met in battle with Lee's Confederate Army at Bull Run Creek. On August 29th, 1862, the Union Army of Virginia met in battle with Lee's Confederate Army at Bull Run Creek. Once again, the Confederates held the day, and they forced Union troops back across Bull Run Creek towards Washington, D.C. Not quite the wrong that the first Battle of Bull Run was, but it was not good for the Union. So the Confederates hold the day, the second Battle of Bull Run, forcing the Union to retreat back across Bull Run Creek to Washington, D.C. After this defeat, Lee replaced Halleck, and he gave command back to McClellan. This guy is just switching back and forth. What did I say? I'm sorry. After this defeat, President Lincoln immediately replaced General Halleck and gave the command back to General McClellan. Okay, what have the Confederates never done in this war? And they're going to do it for the first time now after these victories that they've gotten in a row. They're going to go on the offensive for the first time. So, encouraged by their early successes, the Confederates decide for the first time to go on the offensive against the Union. And so General Lee makes the decision, and he's going to try to do these three things now, going on the offensive. Yes? We're actually not to there yet. We're still in the second Battle of Bull Run. So after the victory in the second Battle of Bull Run, after the victory where else? 7 days battle. They won some battles. They're getting confidence. So they decide to go on the offensive. They've never been on the offensive. Have they not always been protecting the homeland? Well, here are the three things Lee's going to try to do now. He's going to, number one, try to regain control of what? That they lost. Mississippi River. First thing he's going to do is he's going to try to go on the offensive, and he's going to try to regain control of the Mississippi River. What else might he regain over in the west? What else might he try to regain in the west? Tennessee and Kentucky. He's going to try to regain Tennessee and Kentucky. And the third thing he's going to try to do is he's going to take the war to the north, and he's going to invade the border state of what? And invade the border state of what? No? Maryland. He's going to invade the border state of Maryland. And that's going to take us to our next subtopic tomorrow, which is going to be Bloody Antietam. All right, here's my problem. Anybody want to guess what it might be? What's my problem?